Hello everyone. Welcome to Sweetie Speaks official YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn about inline constraints. Let us understand what is the need of inline constraint. Sometimes what happens, you have already defined some constraints in your class, but on top of that it is required that you want to add some extra constraints depending on your test. So depending on each test, say for example, I want to add some extra constraints on top of the constraints which are already defined in the class. During such times, you are going to use inline constraints. For inline constraints, we use with keyword. Inline constraint is used with randomize method. We had already learnt about this randomize method in the previous lectures. If you have not gone through, go through that randomization methods video tutorial. I'll share the link in description. Inline constraints are used with this randomize method. One very important thing to note down is this inline constraint will not override your class constraint. Your class constraint will still be followed. On top of that, I am just adding some extra constraint. Another very important point you should note is there should not be any conflict with the constraint within the class, because both these constraints are to be followed. Whatever is defined in the class should also be followed. Whatever you are defining using inline constraint should also be followed. If there is any conflict in these constraints, the constraint solver will not be able to solve your constraints, which will result in an error. Let me give you an example. Say, for example, in class constraint, you said there is a variable which is a. You said in the class constraint that a is less than 7. But in the inline constraint, you are saying that a is greater than 7. What value should the constraint solver generate now? There is no such value which is less than 7 as well as greater than 7. It does not exist. That's why such type of constraints will result in an error. Now let us understand this inline constraints in depth with the help of coding example. Let us understand this code. I have a class inline constraints in which I have two random variables. Data is of 8-bit, address is of 2-bit. I have a module to test this class in which I am creating a object of the class inline constraint calling the constructor, and 10 times I am going to randomize this class. Now, take a note that there are no constraints defined in the class. There is no constraint on data, no constraint on address. Only thing is they are random variables, which means they can take any value in, like data can take any value, any 8-bit value, which is 2 raised to 8. It can take any value, and address can take any 2-bit value. But in my test case, I want to generate address only 2 or 3. So what I am going to do, I am going to use inline constraint. Inline constraint is with keyword. When you use with keyword with randomize method, that is inline constraint. So here if you see, I have called randomize method, which will randomize your random variables, and I have used inline constraint with, and I am saying that the address I want to generate only 2 or 3. This is the address which I want to generate. And later on, I am displaying the values of data and address. Now, what am I expecting? Anything in the class, but I randomize my address inside randomize method, which is using inline constraint. So I am expecting that my address value should be generated between 2 and 3. Let us run this code and see the output. Right now, only thing which I am restricting is that my address should be between 2 and 3. So let us see. Your address is between 2 and 3. Good. Now what I'm going to do, let me add a constraint inside class also. Say I'm saying constraint, and here I'm saying C address. I'm assigning a constraint to address also. And now here what constraint I am assigning is, I am saying the constraint is that your value c that your value address should be equal to 3. I am restricting my address value to only 3. This is my constraint. Now let us run this example. Now, one thing which you should notice, there are two constraints on address. One is here which says address should be 3 only, and one is here which says address should be 2 or 3. Both these constraints are to be solved by the constraint solver. So even though you said here address can be 2 or 3, but because of this constraint, address can take value only 3. 2 value will never be generated. So here if you see, address is taking only 3 value. Both the constraints are followed. Now, let us do one thing. Let me say that address is less than 2. Less than 2. Let's run this example. If you see, what happened now is all the address is 0, data is 0. Why? There should be some problem. What problem should be there? What do you think? What problem has occurred? If you see here, it is also saying warning function ic.randomize result is ignored. Why is result getting ignored? What is wrong? The problem is your constraint solver is not able to solve the constraint. You are saying that address should be less than 2, which means address can be either 0 or 1. And then you are also saying address can be only 2 or 3. So address should be 0 or 1, or address should be 2 or 3. Both these constraints are to be solved by the constraint solver. And it is not able to solve the constraint. It is also saying C in line constraint declaration. The following condition cannot be met. It is saying it cannot meet both these conditions. It is not possible that you are telling me to generate a value which is less than 3 also, and then you are telling me to generate a value which is between 2 and 3. I can't generate such values don't exist. This is the problem. So now what you will say, address should be less than 3. Let me make it less than 3. If I say address is less than 3, then what will happen? Address is less than 3 I said, and address should be between 2 and 3. Less than 3 means it can take 0, 1 or 2 value, and here it is saying it can take 2 or 3 value, which means 2 value is common between the two. So every time address 2 is getting generated. I hope with this coding example you have understood about inline constraints in detail. What happens when there is a conflict between the inline constraints? What happens when you don't define the constraint in class and you define the constraint only using inline constraint? And what happens when you define the constraint both in class and both in the inline constraint? To stay tuned to such video lectures, please subscribe to Sweetie Speaks official YouTube channel. Thank you.